Hi everyone, Danielle here. I'm doing a solo playthrough of Ashes Reborn. This is with the end of Argaia Chimera. So we have standard level 1. This is definitely going to be hard enough as it is, so going to be doing standard level 1. And I already have the aspects drawn out. The threat level is 4, so we have 4 aspects. I'm using the Ruins aspect deck. And then ultimate 3, so when we have 3 red range tokens on a Chimera, that means they will trigger the ultimate. I'm using the Mean Himtide, Phoenixborn of Silk Send. It has a 17 health, battlefield 6, spell board 4. So that means we could have a max of 6 units out in the battlefield, a max of 4 spells in the spell board. It has an ability called Calming Melody. It is a side action. And this side action says that you could exhaust and pay a music note, draw 1 card. You may place 1 exhaustion token on this card and 1 exhaustion token on a target Phoenixborn. The Chimera is considered a Phoenixborn when you're playing solo, so you're going to be able to put an exhaustion token on the Chimera with this, but keeping in mind that I'll be putting 2 total exhaustion tokens just when I'm using that 1 side action, which is not great because I wouldn't be able to use it otherwise on a future turn. So it's going to be kind of like in almost every other round, I'd say, that I can use that quick action or side action. All right, so I have my starting first 5. I have the Flute Mage, the Summon Salamander Monk, Summon Squall Stallion, String Mage, and River Scout. So we'll get started now. I'll go ahead and do the first phase, which is prepare, and I'll roll my dice. All right, not bad. We have some good level 3s, a bunch of level 2s, which I can't complain about. 6 of those. And then we have 2 basic dice. And then we'll take our first main action. So I kind of like getting the Salamander Monk out because there tends to be a lot of early attacks on me. And the cool thing about Salamander Monk is that it has a destroyed ability. So I'm going to play this into my ready as a ready spell on my spell board. And so that means I will be just giving the turn to the Chimera because I'm not going to do a side action. We roll a die anytime there's a face down aspect. Unfortunately, we rolled 1 red reins, so that gets slotted in. When we have 5 dice rolled on that red rain symbol, Chimera will get 1 token placed on it. And then we roll the number 10. We reference the behavior card for the number 10. It says, reveal, attach a red feather conjured alteration spell to revealed aspect. So that means we reveal the leftmost aspect card, which is this one. This is a smoldering rage. Again, this is a ruin aspect, but all of them will be ruin aspects. This one will target the leftmost unit, signified by this icon on the left side of the card. Smoldering Rage, when this unit is declared as an attacker and at the end of the round, discard 1 card off the top of the target opposing player's draw pile. It's got stats 4, 3, 2. So in this case, because I rolled a 10, it does not need to attack, but I have to attach a red feather. So this is a conjured alteration spell. It says this unit now has a following ability: Red Feather 1. At the end of the round, place 1 token, 1 wound token on the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. So I really want to try to get rid of this. This also adds a life, so now it has 4 life. Okay, so with that, we're gonna just take our turn. I think what I will do, because knowing this is going to attack the leftmost, I'm going to summon my Salamander Monk, and that will require an exhaust token to be placed on the ready spell. And then I'll also use a music note as well. So now I could place Salamander Monk from my Conjuration deck here. And again, this has when this unit is destroyed, place the Salamander Monk Spirit Conjuration onto your battlefield. So it's a 1/1/0. And that was my main action. So I will roll for Chimera. All right, we have a basic face and then a number 5. So it says reveal, attack with revealed aspects. So leftmost one is paradoxed. This comes in with 2 status tokens signified by those 2 green icons on the card. And then it says, Paradox, at the start of the Chimera's turn, remove 1 status token from this unit. If you do, the target opposing player looks at the top 2 cards of their draw pile. They must discard 1 of those cards and place the other on the bottom of their draw pile. So 2, 2, 1. And again, this is going to attack It has the icon on the right, so it's going to attack the rightmost. It doesn't really matter. I only have one unit, so it's going to target this in the attack. And because the Salamander Monk doesn't already have an exhausted token, it's going to counter and do 1 damage onto the Paradox, and the Paradox will actually do 2 damage to me. I only have 1 life for the Salamander Monk, so it's destroyed. With Spirit form, the Salamander Monk comes out. Salamander Monk Spirit comes out. So now this comes out, it's a 0/1/0. Fleeting, discard at the end of this round. All right. And because it attacked, the Paradox attacked, we get to add an exhaust token on it. So that's how we know it won't attack again. All right. So let's bring out the Summon Squall Stallion. I'm going to call it Scallion. I'm thinking about food. And that will be my main action. Let's roll. All right. I have a basic die face and then a number 2. So number 2 is attack if able, if not reveal. So since we don't have an exhaust token on the smoldering rage ruin aspect, it will get to attack. So we'll exhaust it and it's going to attack 4 into the leftmost unit, which is my Salamander Monk Spirit. So I think I'm completely fine with that. There's no countering because there's no attack here. But yeah, that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and also make sure we do the Paradox ability. So at the beginning of the Chimera's turn, what they should have done is I would look at the top 2 cards of my deck and I had to decide which one to discard. I'm going to discard the Flute Mage and put the River Skull on the bottom. All right, and then I will take my turn. So the River Skull is neat because then I get to use Harsh Melody. It has a 1 played effect basically. So I'll use 2 music notes as my main action, draw a card, and then I could discard a card from my hand and deal the magic cost. So I'm going to discard the Flute Mage, which is going to be a magic cost of 2, and deal 2 damage to, I'll do it to the Red Feather actually. Not the Red Feather, but the Smoldering aspect. Okay, and then they'll take their turn, they roll dice. It's going to be a basic and a 3. So with the 3, it attacks if able, otherwise reveal. So both of these revealed are already exhausted. They cannot attack. So we have Annihilation that's revealed now. Annihilation at the end of the round, destroy the opposing player's leftmost. So we'll have to worry about that. We have to remember to do this at the beginning of the turn. But we're going to remove the status token. And then we're going to draw 2 cards and see what we do here. Shatter Pulse and Shatter Pulse. I guess it doesn't really matter. Would have been nice if Shatter Pulse was the one on the top of 4, because that would have been 3 damage, and I probably would have done enough, a good amount of damage to this one. Anyway, so String Mage. You know what? Before, yeah, I'll do String Mage. I'll go ahead and use these 2 dice. Main action, and then it has a side action available. Exchange link 1, move 1 wound or status token from a target unit onto this unit, or move 1 wound or status token from this unit onto a target unit. Just so you know, the Phoenix Horns are not units, so we won't be able to interact with them, but we could do that for the other units here. All right, we're gonna roll. All right, so we have a basic and a 3. So the 3 says attack if able, so the Annihilation will attack, and it's going to attack the Phoenix Born for 3. I don't have guards, so they're just gonna do 3. 1, 2, 3 to my Phoenix Born. And just so you know, I totally forgot, but when I do an attack, the Phoenix Born, I mean, the Chimera actually rolls their d12, and if it's a value of 9 or higher, the Phoenix Born, the Chimera will actually take the damage. So I forgot to do that before. So gotta try to remember that needs to be done. All right, so my turn. I think I'll go ahead and do my attack. So I'll do an attack with River Scald. So that'll be 2 damage into the Red Feather. But the Red Feather will, not the Red Feather. I keep saying Red Feather because that's what I'm seeing. But Smoldering Rage will do a counter. They always do a counter. And once again, let's roll the d12 and see if the Chimera will block. All right, it's a 7, so they're not going to block. It needs to be 9 or higher. So the red Feathers going to be removed. Smoldering Rage is destroyed. Blood 2. So we put 2 damage onto the Chimera. And then, unfortunately, River Scald is also dead because of the counter. Okay. I'm going to move all this to the left. And then they're going to take their turn. All right, they got a 6 and a basic. So 6 means reveal, attack with revealed aspect disabled. So they're going to attack with annihilation, which means 3 attack directly to Namine. So that means 6 total damage so far. So yeah, this is not going well. I have 6 damage out of 17. All right, so I'm gonna get a Summon Scroll Stallion out, and I will need 2 dice, and then marking it as exhausted, and I get to draw a card, and then place the Stallion Conjuration onto the battlefield. We'll go ahead and do that. And then it has a side action, Torrent. 1, place 1 card from your hand on top or bottom of your draw pile. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to put the String Mage on the top or bottom, and because I do that, I can place a status token on all my Squall Stallions. I just have 1 right now. The attack will be equal to the number of status tokens, so this has 1 attack right now. All right, so because there's no more face down units here or aspects here, the AI will just automatically attack with the leftmost unit, which is Annihilation. It's going to attack, well, actually, it already attacked, right? We forgot to put this down. So it's not going to do anything, it's going to pass. So now it's just us. We have to take a main action. The moment we don't take a main action, we'll have to just pass, and that ends the round. So, do I want to use Encore? Search your discard pile for a card other than Encore and place it on the top or bottom of your draw pile. Draw 1 card. So, I think I will grab, I won't have enough dice to do anything else. So I'm gonna play the Encore as my main action. I'll put this on the top and draw a card. And I'll draw this into hand. And then again, they have passed for the rest of the round, so I will play the Flute Mage with my remaining 2 dice as my main action. And then this will be an ally. So it has 1, 2, 1, and it has Enliven. And with that, I have another turn. I can do an attack. So I can attack with 1 and 1 and target. Um, I'll target the Chimera for 2 damage. Actually, you know what? I will. Yeah, I'll target the Paradox. Because I think I could attack with as many. Let me just double check. So attacking. Declare attackers. Choose 1 unexhausted unit you control to the attacker. So only if I'm attacking the Chimera do I attack with more than 1. So let me just decide here. I'm going to use the String Mage to do 1 damage to Paradox. And Paradox will counter and deal 2 to me. So 2 damage onto String Mage. And so that was my main action. And Paradox will have blood 1 and gets destroyed. And then next, I will do my side action. And then my side action says move 1 wound or status token from a target unit onto this unit, or move 1 wound or status token from this unit onto another. I don't know if I want to do that. I thought about maybe putting it on Flute Mage, but maybe not. Okay. Anyway, I need to exhaust String Mage because I use it to attack. So let's say it's my next turn. I will use Squall Stallion and put, that'll be just 1 damage. Yeah, I'm gonna just put both damage onto. So if I don't destroy the annihilations, I will lose these 2 units, which is rough. This is tough. Uh, yeah, so place 1 card from your hand. I can't even do the torrent right now. Enliven, remove 1 exhaustion token from a target unit. I guess I could do that. So I will exhaust it, which means I won't be attacking with it. But it's okay. It won't die. It shouldn't die. All right, so that's that. And then I will remove the exhaustion token from string mage. And that's the main action for this turn. I will attack one into the annihilation. And then regardless, wait, I probably shouldn't do that because then it will destroy this. So what I'm going to do is I'll just do an attack with both string mage and squall stallion for 2. 2 damage, 1 on the chimera. So a total of 5 is now on the chimera. And then we're gonna end our turn, I think, because we've used everything we could. All right, so the recovery phase. Remove wounds from units with recover value. So this is going to be recover 2. And then remove 1 red rain token from the chimera for each exhaustion token on the chimera and ultimate cards. No, nothing there. Remove 1 exhaustion token from each card. Okay. And then exhaust any number of dice. All my dice are exhausted right now. Place 1 red rains token on the chimera for each aspect in play. So that's 2. 1, 2. And then add a face down aspect card equal to its threat value. So 1, 2. All right. And then any end of round effects. So we have annihilation at the end of the round, destroy the opposing player's target leftmost. So it's going to be this and the skull stallion. Okay. And then now they're going to go first. Oh, forgot to remove these exhaust tokens. And we'll do the prepare phase, which is rolling dice. Okay. Do 1. And a lot more music note dice again. Oops, that was a basic. And then I will draw my 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they will take their turn. So they do have face down aspects they're going to roll. All right, they rolled a 6. So that says reveal, attack with revealed aspect if able. So that's going to be 2 status tokens. And they're going to attack the rightmost. It's going to attack for 2. And I will do 1 back. And unfortunately, Flute Mage is now dead. All right, then it's our turn. Encore, search your card for another. Yeah, you know what? I am going to do that. I'm going to search my discard pile for a card other than Encore and place it on top or bottom of your draw pile. It's going to be the River Scald. All right, and I'll draw it to my hand. And that's my action. Actually, remove a status, and then we're going to do that thing where we draw 2 cards and discard 1. Discarding a Salamander Monk and putting this on the bottom, which is the Summon Squall Stallion. So they have a red rains die and they have a number 10. So looking at the behavior, reveal, attach a red feather, conjured alteration spell to the revealed aspect. Okay, so again, this is +1 life. And Zenith, when this unit comes into play, resolve all effects that trigger at the end of the round on aspects on this battlefield in any order. Oh my gosh. All right. So both of these are 1s. And then this one also happens at the. Oh, wait, no, it's just the start. Okay. So nothing else actually happens, right? Unless at the end of the round, place 1 wound token. Oh, no, we got to put a wound token. That's unfortunate. Okay. So that's their turn. Well, number 10 says reveal and attach. Yeah, it doesn't say to attack. So, okay. So I will actually put River Scald out. Put 2 music notes, and then when this unit comes into play, draw 1 card, and then discard a card from your hand to do the damage. I think with that, I'm going to do Flute Mage to do 2 damage to the Zenith, because then that'll take care of that, and that's Blood 1. Okay. And then they don't have any unrevealed aspects, so they're just gonna attack. They're attacking my face for 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so that's 10 already. Yep, that is 10. So 10 out of 17 damage already. All right, so we really gotta start getting rid of this because that's 3 attack. That's huge. Um, yeah, let's get a guilt link out. Place that as a ready spell. It says after one or more wound tokens are placed on your Phoenixborn as a result of a unit's attack, place 1 status token on this spell if it has no status tokens on it. Okay. And then they're going to do their attack. That's going to be 3. Onto my Phoenixborn. And then because a wound token was placed on my Phoenixborn, I get to place 1 status token since this has no status tokens on it. All right, and then I should have done this where I draw 2, discard 1. Okay, put the River Skull in bottom. All right, so now it's our turn, and they won't be able to attack again this round. So let's look at this. Remove 1 size from the spell to destroy a unit you control. If you do, choose a target player to destroy a unit they control. Ooh, that's pretty good. So maybe I'll get a Salamander Monk out. So spend a music note, exhaust that, get a Salamander Monk. And then they're going to pass, and then it's back to us. So our main action this time will be to I'll do 1 attack to Paradox, and let's see if the Chimera will block that. I'm using Salamander Monk to attack, and they're not going to block it, so 1 damage to that. Takes it out, but they're also going to counter, and now the Salamander Monk goes away, but the Spirit comes out. And this is blood 1, so we put 1 more on the Chimera. So we'll get the Spirit out, which is fleeting. All right, so that was my main action. Now I take a next turn. Another main action. I think I'll use Guilt Link's side action. I'll exhaust, remove a status token from this spell to destroy a target you control. I'll destroy the Salamander Monk Spirit, and then I'll target this Annihilation to be destroyed. So that's going to be 2 more damage to the Chimera. I have 9 out of 35. All right. We could continue here. I'm going to do a Summon Squall Stallion and place an exhaustion token and spend these 2 dice. We'll draw a card, and then we'll get a Squall Stallion out. All right. And then I'm going to play another Summon Squall Stallion. Then on my next turn, I will also spend 2 dice, exhaust, draw a card, place the Squall Stallion Conjuration onto the battlefield. And at max, I can have 2. And now I will torrent 1. So I will do that side action 1 time. And I get to place a status token on each of these Skull Stallions. And then on my next turn, I can't do anything with the ready spells. I have 1 die left. Um, 1 die left. And I could do a Magic Siphon, which might be helpful. Um, hmm. Okay, so main action, I'm going to guess it's difficult. Annihilation is 3 attack. I guess I'll have to. I'm just going to do an attack with River Scald for 2. So put 2 damage onto Annihilation. Obviously a counter, so River Scald is dead. And I'll also do the same with Squall Stallion. And then that should finish this off. And Squall Stallion also takes 3, so they're not going to survive. So Annihilation is going to be 2. We're placing 1, 2, 5, 6. So we're at 11. So let me just swap out the tokens. And then I'll do another torrent to place a card from my hand on the top or bottom. Wait, did I do that before? I forget. So I'll go ahead and do this. I don't know if I did that. And I'll place another token here. And then the main action will be to play Magic Siphon as a card into my spell board, which is actually going to be my 4th card in the spell board. So let me actually move my deck down here so I could show all of these spells here. All right, and then this is my discard pile. Let me move that out of the way as well. And then again, a torrent. One here, and then I'll put the string mage right on top. And I'll do an attack with this Squall Stallion and do 3, because I have 3 status tokens onto the Chimera. So 3, 2, 3 here. Okay, so that's 14 damage. All right, and I think that's all I got. I have 1 card left in my hand and nothing else to do, I think. All right, and then so we'll go into the recovery phase. We'll remove wounds from units with recover. And then nothing is exhausted, so we can just go ahead and move all our exhausted dice. Place 1 reverence token for each Chimera aspect in play. There are no aspects in play. And then replenish aspects. So we're just going to put 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then refill any status tokens, nothing there. And the round effects, nothing there either. And then I'm the first player turn. I'm the first player of this turn now. Let's roll our dice. They're in the repair phase. And ooh, only 1 horse this time, or unicorn. Bunch of music notes as usual, it seems, in this game. And then 2 basic dice, which is fine. All right. So trying to see, do I want this in my hand? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna go ahead. Oh, I forgot to remove all the exhaust tokens. And then, yeah, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and take my turn. So I think right away, Squall Stallion is a good one to focus on. So what I'm gonna do is actually do Torrent, place a card from my hand on top of my deck, my draw pile. And so I will put Crescendo on top, and then I will place a token here, which is gonna be 4. And then my main action will be to attack with Squall Stallion. That's gonna be 4 damage into here, so that's gonna be a total of 8. There, so 18 out of 35. And then they'll take their turn and they will roll. All right, they have a red reins, unfortunately. And then they roll a 1, so they're going to reveal the leftmost one, which is a paradox. So they put 2 tokens out. All right. And then back to us. I think for this, I need something to remove an exhaust token. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play Encore and find a card that can help me out with that, where I can remove the conjuration, remove an exhaust token. Yeah, Flute Mage. There we go. So my next turn I can do that. And then we're gonna do their turn. First, they're gonna remove a status token. We'll draw the first 2 cards. And we'll put Crescendo here. And then that on the bottom. And we'll roll. All right, a red reigns on the number 8. Number 8 says raise one basic rage die 1 level. Unfortunately, that means all of those will now create a third here and will automatically end up triggering the ultimate. So unfortunately, that's what happens. And then we still have to reveal. So we reveal here, and this is a defender. When this unit comes into play, attach a red feather uh, onto the leftmost unit. Okay. And so yeah, let's do the ultimate. It says remove red range token, blah blah. Discard all cards from the mirrors not theirs. Remove the leftmost unit from the game. Oh no, my plan. This is unfortunate. And that's why I find this to be so difficult. The ultimate really messes with the game. And then we attach a red feather on the leftmost aspect. So it's gonna be that one. So bumping up the life by 1. And then we'll remove these 2 cards. That's not great. Okay. So now it's our turn. Um, so unfortunate. All right, so let's get a summon squall stallion out. So we're gonna do this, and then place an exhaust token on this. We'll get that squall stallion out, and then as a quick side action, I'm going to place this on top of the deck, and then place a status token on it. And then they're going to roll. Actually, let's do this first, where we draw 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to keep the string mage in the deck. And then we roll. Okay, I rolled a 10 in the red reins. So 10 says reveal, attach, a red feather. Okay. So all of these have it. It says when this unit comes into play, resolve all effects that trigger at the end of the round. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and the round abilities. So that's going to be 3 damage onto my Phoenix Born. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. All right. We have that. So now we have 16 damage, guys. So it's not looking good. We can only take 1 more. Oh boy. All right. So now it's our turn. And we really need to do something. I don't know what. I don't think I'm going to survive this. There's just no way. Mm. Oh, so I could put a status token on the guild link because something did happen. So what I guess I'll do is I will summon a salamander monk by putting a die and then an exhaust token. And then that was my main action. And then my side action is remove 1 status token from the spell, which I do. I exhaust it. And then choose a target from the spell to destroy a unit you control, destroy the salamander monk, and get that spirit out. And then if I do choose a target player to destroy a unit they control. So I'm going to choose this to destroy a unit, and it's going to be this one, and it's going to be blood 1. So 1 on here, that's 19. That's my turn, and then they will roll. All right, another red reins is rolled, and then number 6. Reveal and attack with revealed aspect if able. This actually will not attack because it doesn't have any attack symbols on it, but it's a defender and red gifts. When this unit comes into play, attach a red feather conjured alteration to the leftmost aspect on this battlefield without any attached to it. So it's just going to be red gifts being attached. All right, we survived another turn. I will do a side action and put this on top of my deck, and then add 1 status token here. And what I need to do is make sure I take this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack as my main action with the Squall Stallion, exhausting it, and then attacking this Zenith. So let's see if it goes through. We have to roll less than a 9. It's an 8. Perfect. So it does go through. It takes it out. This is going to blood 1. It's going to be 10, 20. So 20 damage here. All right. So we've done that as our main action. And then it's going to take 2 damage itself during that because they always counter. Okay. All right. So now they'll take their turn and they're going to attack. They're going to attack the rightmost with Paradox. So that's going to be 2 into the Salamander Monk Spirit. And then it's our turn again. And I don't think we'll be able to do 15 damage, but we'll see. Um, let's see. I will do another summon ball stallion, I think. So that's going to be these 2 dice, another exhaust, draw a card, and then place the squall stallion out. And then I will torrent as a side action and place a card on top. And it's going to be the magic siphon placed on top. And then I'll put a token on each of these. I think I can still do it on this one. It's exhausted. And then that's my turn. This is going to attack. Actually, it's not going to attack, so it's got to pass. So now it's our turn, and I'm going to torrent again, and I'm going to put the string mage on. Actually, I'm going to put the flute mage on top, and then do another torrent. One, and with that, I'm going to do my main action, which is attack. I'll use 2. I'm sorry, I don't remove these, but I add an exhaustion token and do an attack on to 2 damage. And that will be on this. So 2 damage. And it's gonna deal 2 back to me. All right, and then with that, it's my turn again. And I wish I could remove an exhaust token, but I don't think so. Um, yeah. So I think I will play this out though. As my main action, I'll play this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do another action my next turn, which would be an attack using String Mage. And I'm going to attack this Paradox and let's see if they block it. And I think I forgot to do that just before. Anyway, they rolled a 4. Um, and so this is going to be hit with 1 more damage, which takes it out. So blood 1. All right. And then the String Mage would have taken 2. And I think literally that's all I can do that's left. So we will continue, but unfortunately, we will die because at the end of the round, place 1 wound token on the opposing player's target Phoenix Born, and that's the final damage needed to take out Namin. So that is the game. I got farther than I did last time when I tried this out. The dice weren't as problematic as it was in the past, but very fun. It's got some really good, you know, I would say there's a lot of interaction for a solo game when it comes to playing these aspects out. So I really like the system. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Let me know what your thoughts are. Also, let me know what your favorite kind of matchups are against the end of Argaia or what you think might be best. Namine is my favorite Phoenix Born, so that's why I chose it to play. But I know there's probably something that's a little more aggressive for this Ruins aspect. I might give the other aspect a try, so stay tuned. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing because I will be making more Ashes content, especially when I get my Kickstarter backing for Ashes Ascendancy in. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And also let me know your interest level in Ashes content. I would like to understand if people would like a lot more, if I should make it a series kind of thing. But yeah, in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.